this video is a follow-up from the video I had with Prof. Neil Chung with two of his postdocs, Wai-Fen and Zuo Jian, and I'll be asking them questions on their research and their interactions with Prof. Chung. Okay, we'll start ladies first, Wai-Fen. I know you're a postdoc with Neil and you've worked in biofuels too, right? Or and gas separations. Just two questions, but the first question is, talk about your research and how much you enjoyed it and what were the highlights of your research career. Either you can talk about your present research or your PhD research with Prof. Chung.
My PhD research is about developing polymeric membrane for gas separation, especially for CO2 capture. So I synthesize some novel polymers, such as polymers of intrinsic microporosity, which has a high flux. Then I fabricate it into flat sheet and further develop it into hollow fiber configuration and make it to study for different gas pairs. We found that the permeability of the membrane was extremely high after incorporating the novel polymers, and it is comparable with existing polymers in the market.
Okay, just then and elaborate, because that's an area I know fairly well in CO2 separations.
Mm-hmm.
In your membrane, is CO2 the more permeable of the gas species through the membrane? And then what concentrations do you get about on the other side about?
We actually measure both two main parameters for the membrane, which are permeability and selectivity. The permeability that we can achieve is about 4,000 barrels, and the selectivity that we get is about 20 for CO2 versus methane, which is quite high in some of permeability. And we have a upper bound line that compare with the commercial material, and this performance is surpassing the upper bound line.
Wow. Okay, so are these composite membranes or are they a single polymer membrane?
This is a composite membrane. We try to blend it with existing material in order to reduce the cost, and also try to modify it after fabricating into a membrane.
Great. So Prof. Chung had talked in his interview that he's really looking at things that will help the petrochemical industry, and I'm sure one of your works will be useful.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me very quickly now how Prof. Chung has inspired you. What was it? What was the one quality about him that you really enjoyed when you worked with him?
I really enjoy working with Prof. Chung because himself is like a live example of a hardworking and dedicated person. He worked day and night in the lab, and also in some of the problem, and we discuss with him. If he has no time to discuss with us, he will assign some mentor for us, and also he will try to find ways to help us in any possible. So I think because of a hardworking mentor, you dare to work harder for him and for yourself.
Thank you. So Zuo Jian, Wai-Fen had mentioned, we'll start with where she ended, that really she enjoyed working with Prof. Chung because he led by example. He was hardworking. What's your experience with you? I'm sure you would agree with that, but what else would you add to that?
Yeah, in addition to that, I will say it's the excellent research environment that Prof. Chung has provided us. So this environment is fair, and also is a loving, and also is a hardworking group. So in this kind of environment, everyone is care about each other and also would like to help each other. So such environment made me to feel very comfortable to do my research work. In addition to that, we also have regular group meetings and meetups with Prof. Chung, and Prof. Chung will give us some directional guidelines and also some suggestions, comments, which are very helpful to our research works.
Fantastic. So both of you have described that you're not just a research group, you're really a research family. So I'll ask you two questions of this research family. About how many postdocs and research staff constitute this group where you have your regular meetings?
So we divided into different subgroups. So in each subgroup, we have around 10 people attending the group meeting, which consists of around 2 research fellows, and the rest is about half research students and research engineers. So we have totally about 40 people. So it's 4 to 5 subgroups we have. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So now, let's get to the subgroup of your interest. Tell me a little bit about your research. I know you do membrane distillation too and all that, but just give a quick summary just as Wai-Fen did on your research.
Okay, I have two parts of the research. During my PhD, I'm doing the biofuel separation, and during my postdoc, I'm doing the membrane distillation. So for the previous PhD work is on biofuel separation, and that one is for the first time I have developed the hollow fiber thin film composite membranes for biofuel applications. And this study including the fundamental study of the polymer materials as well as the physical chemical properties of these membranes. And high performance membrane are also developed, including the organic hybrid membranes as well as in situ cross-linked membranes. So these membranes has a very high performance that surpassing most of the prior membranes in the literatures.
And that's in the biofuel.
That in the biofuel
Specifically, what biofuel will you
we are
use?
looking at bioethanol and also some of the bioisopropanol.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Bioethanol, isopropanol.
Isopropanol.
And then the other research?
The other research is on membrane distillation is my postdoc work and my recent work. So this membrane distillation is mainly applied to seawater desalination application. As you know, in Singapore we are in a shortage of the fresh water. So we need to try to find our ways to get the fresh water. So one of the possible ways is to do seawater desalination. And the membrane distillation has an advantage which combines the traditional thermal process as well as the membrane process, combine them together to do the seawater desalination. So it has the advantage of the lower operating temperature, low operating pressure, as well as high rejection to the source. So the main focus of the membrane distillation is the membrane itself. So we can try to develop next generation high performance membrane distillation membranes for this application. And our vision is to try to commercialize and also maybe we try to push this membrane distillation technology closer to commercialization and closer to the market.
So one last question to wrap it up, and you can answer this, and you can also help him. Prof. Chung mentioned that the next frontier for him is separations that help Jurong Island. I can see some of her work doing that. In membrane distillation, you've applied it to water systems. Could you also apply it to breaking isotopes or anything like that too? Once you change the structure-property relationship.
So actually, evaporation membranes is the one doing the to break the isotropic mixtures.
Right.
Yeah. So it's an ideal membrane to separate the close boiling points mixtures as well as the isotropic mixtures.
Right. So thank you very much, both of you, Wai-Fen and Do Jian. You can see that these are two students who are going to help Neil Chung achieve his future goals. Thank you.